Okay, I think I'm live here. I'm just gonna make sure that you guys can see me and hear me. Jamie's training somebody right now, so she's gonna be hopping on a few minutes late. Let me just make sure that you guys can hear me. We'll also give a couple minutes for people to hop on because it's just right at 7 o'clock. So just be patient. Give me a few. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Let's see. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys can hear me, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and start. I know it's just right at 7, but it's the middle of the week and we all got things we got to do, and this is going to be recorded. So I'm just going to start, and when Jamie's done training her client, she's going to hop on. My name is Megan Tucker, for those of you that don't know me. I have doing this online business for 5 years now, which is super crazy. I started 5 years ago. I just want to give you a little bit about my background. I am a twin mom. I was married to, or am married to, a former Major League Baseball player. So I think a lot of times when people hear that you're, married to an athlete, they assume that you're making a lot of money, and that just wasn't the case. And it's just not the case unless you sign a big contract. You're kind of in the trenches and you really don't make a ton of money. So we were doing okay. I never graduated from college. I went to some college, never really knew what I wanted to do. My last job that I had was as a bartender. I always had like serving or bartending jobs, and I just honestly never really had a plan. I just was like, didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I met my husband and we got pregnant and had twins. I have twins and they're 9 now. When I started this business, they were 3. They just turned 9. They were 3 years old. And so what happened was my husband was a pitcher and he injured his arm. At the time, we were just kind of traveling around with him wherever he was playing. So that was kind of my job. I just stayed home, took care of my kids, and traveled around to wherever. Okay, cool. Sorry. Wherever he was playing. And that was my job. I just kind of took care of my kids. They were babies, Then he had an injury where he had to have surgeries. He signed with the Dodgers. We went to spring training with them. He tore his labrum, and then the Dodgers released him. So we were kind of in a position where he didn't have a paycheck coming in anymore. And I also didn't have a paycheck because I was a stay-at-home mom. So we were like, okay, we don't really have a backup plan. This baseball was our plan. So at that point, my husband tried to rehab and come back from his injury really fast. So like within 6 months. And then he ended up tearing his labrum again. And then he was really like, at that time we were still living in Arizona. He was really like, well, I want to go. We're from California. He's like, I want to go home now. I want to rehab at home. And his arm was never the same after that second surgery. So he was kind of like, baseball is not really going to be a thing for me anymore. And so we moved in with my in-laws, and God bless them for taking us in, but like nobody wants to live with their parents or their in-laws, So it was kind of a really transitional time for us. It was a scary time for us because, like I said, we went from having a paycheck to neither of us having a paycheck. And so it was time for us to figure out what we were going to do. And one of my friends had started this online coaching business, and I was like, kind of watching her from afar. And I really just started her seeing her change her family's life. And I was like, wow, and she was somebody that I knew that was just a regular person. And I'm like, you know what, if she can do this, I feel like I can do it too. So that's kind of how I got into this coaching gig. And I started at my kitchen table, and it wasn't even my kitchen table. It was my in-laws' kitchen table. And it started small. It started with, I wanted to be able to pay for my kids to be like in dance, class. I wanted them, because as a kid, I wasn't able to do, shoot, Jamie's not able to get on. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. It says that, sorry guys, I'm getting distracted. We got to get Jamie on here somehow. I'm sorry for interrupting the thing. Anyway, it started with, I just wanted to be able to like put my kids in activities, because growing up, I was never in activities, and I ended up being like a trouble child because I didn't have any positive outlets in my life. And so it started small. I was like, I just want to be able to do that for them. If I can do that for them, I'll feel really good. And then from there, it was like, I just want to be able to get out of my in-laws' house, because, living at your in-laws' house is not the best. And then from there, I was like, sorry, Jamie can't get on. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. Okay, I'm just going to keep going, and then we'll figure that out. So from there, I was like, hey, I got out of my in-laws, and I started making enough money to get out of my in-laws. We moved into our own place. And then just from there, it's been up and up, you guys. It's just honestly been the biggest blessing in my life. I was a very slow starter. And it took me a really long time to kind of get out of my comfort zone and really like share what I was doing with people, because before I started this business, I was very private. I only shared pictures of my kids on social media, and just coming from a sports world, everybody kind of portrays that their life is perfect. Yay. Okay. Yay. Okay. And so for me, starting to share, that we actually were struggling financially, and like we actually, our life wasn't perfect. Our life was a freaking mess, really. And that I was going to pick this one thing and stick to it. And I was going to, I viewed this thing as a tool that could change my life. I knew it could if I worked hard enough. So I put my head down and I worked hard, and I've been able to create 6 figures for my family from home, you guys. And honestly, like, it's changed my life on every level, and we'll get more into that. But I want to introduce Jamie. This is Jamie. She is one of my top coaches. I love her to death. She is a fitness professional. And when I was posting about this group, I was kind of talking about how it's going to be cool to get a perspective of somebody that's not a fitness professional and somebody who is a fitness professional, because I think a lot of times people think if you're a personal trainer or a fitness instructor, that doing this coaching business is going to take away from what you're already doing. And so Jamie's going to kind of touch on that, but I just want to introduce her. She has come into the business, you guys, and just taken it by storm. She's well on her way to 6 figures so fast. I mean, she's doing everything like twice as fast as I did. But I'll let you introduce yourself, Jamie.
Okay. Hi, guys. So I'm Jamie, and I actually kind of came into the business differently than Megan. I definitely didn't see this as something that could change my life. I needed something because I was really struggling financially, and just I had moved to LA from New York, and I moved here with my boyfriend for his job. And so I was just kind of, I like lost my sense of purpose. I was still teaching at SoulCycle and still do personal training and stuff, but I just didn't have like something that I could really pour into. I didn't have a community really here. I didn't have, my finances were just like not working out for me, and just everything was kind of a mess. I wasn't feeling good about myself also, like in my own body, and I just was really struggling. And Megan actually approached me like 4 times before, and I didn't know what this was. And I was like, I am not interested. Like I really had all of the objections. So if you guys have them, just know that like I had all of them. So I didn't jump into this being like, okay, this could change my life, but I was hopeful because I heard her story and I was like, all right, I can't really relate. Like I don't have kids, and this was back in the day, and I didn't think that, me coming in could really have as much impact as I think that she's had. But a year later, I definitely have created such a different life for myself. And it's really, really changed my life in ways that I just never imagined. And that's why I think, I get so excited to talk about it, and thinking back to like, oh my God, sometimes I'm like, holy shit, I wish I would have joined when she first invited me, like a year before, because where I would be now would be like 10 times further. And I just am like, oh my God, why was I so hesitant? Why wasn't I willing to try it? And I was just super nervous and didn't think I could be successful, and was against trying to sell something, or I just didn't have any reason to join. And so, so when I signed up, it was because I was really kind of in a rock bottom place, and I was like, all right, I have nothing to lose. And I think that's kind of the mentality that everyone should jump into it thinking, because you don't have anything to lose. Like, that's it. And
literally, you'll only gain things by trying. Like, you will lose nothing, but maybe some weight, or like, some stuff like that, but you literally will only gain things by trying. And if you don't love it and it doesn't work out, like, you tried, and you probably gained some friends along the way, and probably made some money, and probably, like, there's literally nothing to lose by trying. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's it.
Okay, so we're gonna kind of, because we kind of want to get moving through this. We don't want to keep you guys forever. A big question. Okay, so you guys are like, so what do you even do? So basically, we are partnered with, in my opinion, the best health and wellness company out there. There's a lot of health and wellness companies that do nutritionals. Like, we have supplements, we have consumables like bars, and just anything health and wellness. We have pre-workout, we have protein, we have superfoods. We have some of the best, in my personal opinion, and I'm very picky about supplements. And then the thing that we have that a lot of other people don't have is we have an on-demand library of workouts. And it's like Netflix, but for workouts. And basically what we do is coach people through these fitness programs. So, like, for example, for me, I've been a coach for 5 years now. In the last 5 years, what I've done for the past 5 years is start a program and finish it. When I finish that one, I start another one. And when I finish that one, I start another one. And every program that is so different. And a lot of you have probably heard of some of them before, because our company does a lot of marketing and infomercials, and which is really cool, because that's our I don't want to say our brand, our products are well known. Like, you'll mention them to somebody and they'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. So it's not like, they're things that people haven't heard of. Our company puts a lot of money into people knowing what these products are. When you start your coaching business, you are starting your business owner. You are an independent business owner, and you are partnered with this company that has the products, and those products that they have are the tools that you use to work with people, to give them a plan to follow. So it's not like we're creating these meal plans, or we're creating these workout programs, even though Jamie could, because she's a personal trainer. I'm not licensed to do so, and so we have programs and nutritionals that are done by professionals, certified, licensed professional people. And what we do is hook people up with a program to follow, a nutrition program to follow. And we put our clients, we have a private app. So we put our clients into these groups in the app, and they check in with us every day. So we're kind of like their cheerleader. We're their accountability, because a lot of times somebody will get a program and they won't do it. It'll sit on their shelf. So we're the people that make sure they get it done. And so that's like the main thing I'd say when people ask, well, what do you do? That's how we work with our clients. And that's how we're able to do everything online from home on our computer. The second part of what we do is, and Jamie, you hop in at any point if you want to.
Okay.
We once you get a little bit farther into the business, you can start growing a team. But most people don't start off there. You just start off working with clients. And then as you learn more about the business side of it, then you can decide whether or not you want to, make this a full-time income or not. And if you do, then you would start to grow a team. But we have 4 vital behaviors that we do as a coach, as a health and wellness coach with our company that we're partnered with. And the number one thing that we do is be proof that our products work. So basically, like, you're not going to start working for a company or rep something that you don't wholeheartedly believe in, right? So I would never have joined this company if I didn't believe in the workout programs and believe in our supplements, because what would be the point? Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, you should do this, and I have no idea about it. So the number one thing that you do when you start your business is you start doing our workout programs. It is literally your job now. Like, this is what, like, nothing speaks louder than you going through your own personal transformation, because as you start to do that, people are going to watch you and be like, hey, that's Susie. Like, I went to school with her. You should see how she looks amazing. And like, she's just so happy all the time, and they're going to want what you have. So if you're being proof that our products works, things are going to go great for you. So that's like the number one thing that we do.
Sorry, let me just interrupt. That's like how I got started. I wasn't going to just like sign up and start promoting and start talking about this. Like, even though I did sign up as a coach, I was like, let me go through a program, try it myself and see how I like it. So it kind of is like, you're going to go through it first. You're going to see if you like understand the program and if you love it. I fell in love with the first program I did right away. And I was like, oh yes, I'm going to talk about this to everybody, because I saw my body change. Mentally, I started changing. So it's not like you just like sign up and all of a sudden you're like trying to get people to join. Like, you go through it, you go through a challenge and go through a program, and you either love it and you like start bringing people in and start getting people to join and sharing your experience with other people, or if you don't, then you don't coach. Like, everyone who does this is in love with what they do and in love with the programs, because even coming from as a fitness professional, I was very skeptical about these programs and if they would align with like everything that I believed in. And I went to school for like the body and everything and nutrition, and like it is completely aligned with everything that I trust and believe. So that's kind of why I was like, okay, this is pretty easy to share if like it's exactly what I believe in. And
Jamie, we were talking earlier, and she had said something like, it's like if you go to a restaurant that you love so much or something. Is that what you said, Jamie? Is that like, it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Everyone's kind of like, I'm not a health, like if you're not like me and you're not a fitness professional, some people are scared that they can't do this. And they're like, oh, I don't have all this experience. But it really is like when you go to a restaurant, right? You go to your favorite restaurant and or a movie, and you go share that with other people. You tell your friends to go see this movie because it was amazing. Like, you're not a movie critic. You're not like a professional movie person, but you just like loved the movie. So you're going to go tell your friends. And it's the same with these programs. Like, I loved my first program, so I literally couldn't stop talking about it. And that's kind of how I started building trust and gaining clients, because it was like, I did it myself. So that's kind of how you start. And it doesn't have to be like you have to make your whole decision of your business before you before you start.
No, because like she said, you got to love it. If you don't love it, you shouldn't do this business basically. So you got to find out, make sure that you love it first. So that's like your starting point, is you kind of like jump into a group and get through a program and make sure you love it. And if you love it, then you can start to go through training and stuff like that. We have training that you go through at your own pace that teaches you about all kinds of stuff. But the number one thing, so like our business is based off of these four vital behaviors, right? The number one thing is you're going to be a product to the product. You're going to show people that, hey, this stuff is the jam. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to be a walking billboard for this stuff that you love for the most part. And then the second thing is, so like Jamie said, it's like a restaurant you love. Once you eat somewhere and you love it, you're going to start telling people about it because you just love it. Like there's like certain things, like I love my chiropractor. I literally, if anyone ever has a problem, I'm like, dude, you got to go to my chiropractor. Like I pimp him out to everyone because I'm just like, he's the best. So it's kind of like that. Like you just start inviting people by sharing what you're doing and by them watching your journey. So the second thing is you're always inviting to either have clients join you in a chat, like a group where you're all doing a workout program together and you're all checking in. And then later on, if you decide you want to do the business, you start inviting people like we're doing right now. You kind of host informational things and see if people would be interested in working from home and doing what we do. The third thing is you recognize. So when you start doing the coaching business, you're going to recognize your clients for, showing up every day or like just, hitting their goals or whatever. And then you're going to recognize your team when you start to grow a team. And then the fourth thing, which I think is like the main thing that's changed me personally the most, is personal development. Like that is a part of our job that is non-negotiable, because how can you help other people if you don't fill your own tank? I literally never did personal development before I became a coach. And I am always listening to a personal development book. Any point of the day, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm driving, if I'm doing laundry, if I'm cooking, I am listening to something that either is going to help me learn and grow or teach me something about nutrition or fitness or just grow me as a person. And I never did that before. So that's like the first thing. fourth file behavior.
Like, to sum it all up, you're literally going to be improving yourself and growing for yourself physically, mentally, and you're going to be taking people along that journey with you. So that's kind of just like the quick little, yeah.
Let's get into, so I'm gonna screen share, and I'm gonna show the different kinds of like levels of coaches that there are. So let me, shoot, how do I screen share again? There we go. I'm gonna screen share with you guys so I can get, whoa, that looks so crazy. Does it look crazy to you?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay, let me get out of here. Is it showing my screen or not?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So these are basically like the 3 different kinds of coaches that there are, or, you know, levels of business. The first one is a discount. Like, say that you're a client and you love our programs and you love our nutritionals, then you'll sign up just purely for the discount. Like, you'll be a coach, but you don't really tell people you're a coach. You just signed up because you want to get 25% off. The second level is a part-time coach. And this is somebody who loves our workouts and our products, but they just want to, you know, share it with a few people here and there. They want to invite their family and friends, and maybe they have a full-time job already that they love, but they also love being a part of something positive, and they also don't mind earning an extra $500 or $1,000 a month, and they want to put, you know, just a little bit of time into it. That's a part-time coach. Then there's like a full-time coach, which would be like what I am. This is my full-time gig, and I put a lot of time and energy into it because this is my full-time gig and I know what's possible. So I put my time and energy into it because there's things that I want to achieve in my life, and I know that this can get me there. So those are kind of the different levels of.
Sorry, let me just intervene. Yeah, you sign up as a coach and you just kind of get to decide how you want to take it. So it's not like you're signing up differently. You're just signing up as a coach, and if you don't want to do anything with it and you just want to be a part of the programs, that's fine. If you want to like go all in like I did when I signed up, like you take the action to do that. It's not like you're signing up differently, you know.
Yes. Okay, next I'm going to share my income, and then I'm going to share yours, Jamie, because your income is so much higher than mine, I feel like, in the first year. So I'm pulling up this slide. This is my income progression since 2013, and this is only for the month of December. So this is my total earnings for the month of December in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. I was a very slow starter, and I was kind of like a hobby discount. I had a lot of fears holding me back because I'm not a fitness professional, and I felt like, who am I to be, you know, telling people that I'm a health and wellness coach, you know? And it took me a while to get over that and realize that I'm not like, you know, I'm not making up the programs. Professionals are. I'm just helping people get through them. So I kind of got over my fears a little bit. And then 2014, I bumped up to $7,000 that month. And then after that year is when I really exploded and I really started growing my team. And as a team, we achieved a ton. And so in the month of December in 2015, I made $32,000. $32,309.90. Okay. 2016 and 2017, you can see that my income dipped. Those just personally were really hard years for me. My dad was terminally ill with cancer and he passed away, and I was having a lot of like personal struggles in my marriage, and just I really had to take a step back from my business. So what the cool thing is about this business is, like, once you build it, it is residual income. And if you don't work the business, like, yes, it'll eventually start shrinking, but if once you build it, you will still get paid. I had to take a step back for, that full year. I wasn't too present. And anyway, I still, as you can see, I still made a really great income. 2017, same thing. So it's just, there's so much more. I mean, this is just a drop in what, the top coach is making $3 million a year, just to give you an example. So whatever you want to make of it, you can. If you only want to be a hobby coach and make a couple extra $100, you can. Like, it's all in what you want to make out of it. Now, this is Jamie's 1 year income progression. So you can see, like, in my first year, I was only making, a couple $100 at the end of my first year. She's 1 year in, and she's, her first month, she made $200. Her third month, 2,000. her 6th month, 4 grand, her 9th month, 5 grand. 1 year in, and she's at 6, you know, almost 7 grand. And like, it's just, I think how I look at this is
and
like
this is every month. So just to clarify that, like,
yeah,
that.
just to clarify, these totals are just by the month. So every month we're getting paid this amount.
So, yeah.
But so like, I look at this and I'm like, man, what could, you know, when I first started out, I was looking at that month one going, man, $200 would really change my life right now, you know? And then as I started making more money, I'm like, man, like I told you before, I just want to get out of my in-laws house. Like if I could just make enough to like get our own place, I'd be happy. And then, you know, like we got out of my in-laws, and then, you know, the goals just keep getting bigger and bigger, because honestly, you guys, there's just anything is possible with this business. And it's just like, you can do it from home. Like most days I'm in my pajamas for most of the
like,
day.
I didn't start like going full out when I first started. I was really teaching 26 classes, and I had a ton of clients. So I definitely wasn't like full time until now. I was making a lot of money to start, but just because like I was plugging in randomly, like during pockets of my day. So I was not by any means like sitting at my desk for a long time. And I was really like out and about all day, and I was just occasionally plugging into my phone and like just checking in and stuff with clients. And I have been, you know, just kind of finding pockets of my day until now that I've cut back on classes because I've been able to, and I'm much more, I'm putting much more into it. But when I first started it, like even when you saw like making a couple $1,000s a month, that completely changed my life, and it really wasn't that time consuming at first.
David, just real quick, because I'm going to hit the objections next. I just want you to touch on how, as a fitness professional, like going into a business like this, a lot of times people don't understand how it could. So I don't know, just talk about how I mean, like you just said, you were teaching 26 classes a week. That's freaking insane. That's like I feel like that's like killing yourself.
Yeah, I just like wasn't. I don't know. As a fitness professional, I was really against this. Like, I think a lot of people are, because, you know, it might be like, you might think in your head that this is like someone trying to sell you something, or that you have your own brand going on. What I really found is like, I've created my own brand with this. No one tells me what to do. Megan's not my boss. She doesn't tell me how to promote or market myself or anything like that. And I've just been able to create my own brand that aligns with everything that I already do. And I can just supplement these workouts as well. Like, I can give these to my clients when they're not working out with me. And I've really just been able to, you know, keep it just going forward. Like, it has not held me back at all. And if anything, it's just completely changed my life.
It's allowed you more.
You want me to talk about objections?
Yeah, so start, well, I'll start with a really common one is I'm not qualified. And that was one for me. And that's what kept me back from kind of sharing for a long time. Cause I'm like, oh, right. Everyone's going to be like, oh, cool. Megan's a health and fitness coach now. Like, okay. Like, you know, I don't have any training or anything. And like, so what I guess you need to understand is like, you don't have to be qualified. Like, there's no qualification. You have to like people, and you have to want to help them. And if you have a heart for people, there's no way you won't be successful at this business. Yeah. You care about people and helping them get healthy, because you guys, when someone starts to get healthy and takes care of their body and takes care of their mind, like every area of their life starts to change. And like, for us to get to be a part of that is like the most rewarding thing ever. So you don't have to be a fitness professional. If you are, hey, cool. You know, like you can, you know, teach them technical things you learned about the body or whatever, but like, you don't have to be, because all of our programs, our fitness programs, are done by professional certified trainers, and our nutrition programs are the same thing. They're all done by people that are licensed and certified, and we're just handing over a plan and making sure someone follows it. So,
do objections.
Yeah. So next is the,
let's talk about, like, we can just talk about like how we both felt coming in, and a lot of things that people are feeling. And you guys might have concerns as well. So we just want to kind of touch on those, because we felt them too. And they're very common. Like, they're exactly what people come in and be like, I can't do this for specific reasons. So we're going to just kind of like touch on them, and, you know, that hopefully that will kind of answer all your questions.
We covered already this like selling one, or not really?
I mean, yeah, the set, like, I think for me, when I walked in, like thinking I was going to be selling something, I'm not selling like products or just like giving that to people or anything like that. Like, it changed my perspective completely once I started and once I tried everything, because going in, I was like, I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not going to give this to my friends or anything like that. But once you like actually do fall in love and believe it's not selling, you're really just like trying to change someone's life. And I've seen it firsthand. Like, I provide this to my clients or my friends or my family, and it's changed their life, their bodies. And so it's kind of like, I can't even keep my mouth shut now because I know the impact that it can do. So you don't really have that mentality once you do it and go through it and love it yourself. So that
you kind of view like what we have as a gift, because we know like how much it's changed our life, that we're like, here, we have this, like, take it.
Yeah,
because
solution, like, literally the solution.
Yeah. So then another one that is really common is like, I'm not at my ideal weight yet. Like, how can I, coach other people or tell other people to go on their fitness journey when I'm not like where I need to be? Well, first of all, nobody relates to perfect. Okay. Nobody relates to somebody that's already at their ideal weight and their ideal body and is like, nobody's like, hey, I could be just like that. Like, so the cool thing about coaching is like, you start doing your program and you start talking about and sharing, how your body is changing, and people are going to be like I said earlier, hey, that's Susie. I know Susie. I went to school with her. And like, if she can do that, I totally can do that. So you don't need to be at an ideal weight. And honestly, it's better if you're on your journey, because then you get to take people through your transformation while you're going through it.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Friends in the business. She just started. She's started when I started, probably 8 months ago. She started 35 pounds overweight, and she just started sharing. She was really uncomfortable, but she was like, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to do this and I want to do this for me. And she just started sharing her journey. And in less than a year, she's making 6 figures, has lost the 40 pounds, and is like top in the company because she started when she was slightly overweight and like really just took people through. And so it's a lot harder if you're like already have like a 6-pack and you're like, hey, I'm doing these programs, when people are like, okay, that, there's no, like, it's hard to show. But if you are, kind of just on your journey going through it, that is what people are like inspired by. And they're like, oh shit, like, I want to do that too. Like, I see, Megan is looking great and she's, she's changing her body and her mind, and like, I want to do that too. So it just kind of really goes to show you, like, if you're not where you're at, like, I've seen so many of my friends in this business, like, just change their lives with other people, like, joining them at the same time.
You don't need to be at your ideal weight. That's not a thing. That's not a requirement. Another one that I get is there's too many coaches already. The network is too saturated. Well, let me just squash that for you right now, because Jamie is literally brand new and she's number 18 in our company. So like, there's just no truth to the thing is, when you become a coach, the tools we use are the tools from the company that we're partnered with, but your brand is yourself. So when you're talking about, these, say you're running a group that you're inviting people to come do this workout program with you, people are wanting to work with you. Like, they can go get this program from anywhere, but they want to work with you. They want to get through it with you. So you have something different and special to offer somebody than the person next to you. And it happens all the time. Like, even within our team, we have a really diverse team. There's people that have full-time jobs. There's psychologists, there's nurses, there's full-time moms, there's fitness professionals. There's a little bit of everybody. And sometimes, the same person will talk to 3 of us, but they'll want to work with specifically one of them because they connect with that person. So it's like, that's how this business works. It's a connection business, and somebody is going to relate to you over something that they're not going to relate to me to. So they're going to want to work with you. So don't think that there's too many people. Jamie is a perfect example of a brand new coach coming in and smashing the business. Okay. Like, literally, she's number 18 in the company. She's, almost at 6 figures. Like, there's just no truth to, there's too many of us. There's not. So another one really quick is, I'm not good at social media. Well, let me just say that, like, I suck at computers, and it's something that I've had to learn over the past 5 years because I knew that it was going to be crucial to the business. But they're all things that you can learn. And like, we have trainings for our team. Like, when I first started, I had no friggin' Facebook friends. We used to do everything on Facebook before Instagram came around. I had no friends. I only showed pictures of my kids. we will teach you how to grow your following, how to connect with people. Like, these are all things that we'll teach you how to do. So don't feel like, well, I suck at social media. I only am friends with my family on there. I don't know that many people. When I started, literally none of my family and friends wanted anything to do with what I was doing. So I had to like immediately find people I didn't know that wanted to like do this with me. So don't let that be a reason that, you know, you don't start.
And we will help you with everything, whether like growing your social media and teaching you all about social media and teaching you kind of everything, because it's, for me, I've been a learn as you go as well. So we have all the trainings. We'll provide you with everything that you need to kind of get started and all that. I think we did the trainer one already. Like, obviously, as a trainer, like, it definitely doesn't hold you back. And what you gain is, number one, you gain an amazing community. Like, we're all like a family here. The best part of this business, I think, is that everyone supports each other. There's no competition, because essentially, like, I want all of my coaches to do well, because it's just bringing like all of us together, and it's bringing us all more income, and it's helping everybody. So it's kind of like you work together. There's no competitiveness at all, which I love. It's just like a community, and we all just went on a retreat together. Like, it just becomes like a family and a friends. Like, and that was something that I was kind of missing, and I didn't even know I was missing before. And I've really just felt like a part of something, and it's the best. So
I think there's a lot of reasons why people join. Like, I have a lot of coaches that have joined the team because they just want to be a part of something. You know, a lot of us are moms that don't like socialize a lot, and like, you know, we talk to our kids all day and we're like, well, we want something for ourselves, you know? And so it's not a financial thing for everyone. For me, it was a financial thing because I was in a really, really bad spot in our lives, you know, for our family. And I was like, man, I got to do something. And so this was my thing. But people join for all different reasons. They want accountability for their own fitness and health, or they want to be a part of a community. Some people join because they're like, man, I want to change my life. I want to make more money. I want more freedom of time. There's so many different reasons why people join. Yeah. And like I said, we're all so different. One thing I forgot to say is how we earn. So when you first become a coach, the first way that you earn is through commissions, because you don't have a team yet. So we earn 25% commissions on anything that somebody purchases from our website. So basically, like, the gist of it is, when you have a client that you're going to get into your group, they get started with something called a challenge pack. And a challenge pack has a nutritional supplement, and it gives them access to our online demand library of workouts for a year. And that's like, I don't know, there's different ones, but basically like $140 to $180. You're going to make anywhere from like a 50, I don't know, $40 to $60 commission or something, right?
Yeah, it's usually about, like, I would say pretty much, I like to just kind of break it down and say you're pretty much going to get $50 for every person that you have join you. And okay. Like, I don't know, it's about that, like the average. So
if you're like, okay, it's Christmas time, I need $500, you know, you're like, okay, I'm going to get 10 people to work with me on this program, and I'm going to get $500. So you already know what you need to do and how you need to do it. And it's just really that easy. Like, if you're like, I need $500 for Christmas, well, I'm going to get 10 people in my group. Boom, I got my $500. So that's the first way you make money. And then if, you know, we showed you the different levels of coaching. If you end up wanting to grow a team, that's where really the big part of the residual income comes in, is by growing a team. And that's something that, you know, we would teach you later on down the line after you've decided, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. But the majority, I showed you guys my income progression. The majority of my paychecks are residual income from growing a team over the years. So
what I like to kind of like, and when I first heard that, I thought it was like, ew, I don't want to grow a team. Like, that sounds weird. And I don't want to like just help people above me. You know, I kind of thought it was a weird thing. So what I like to kind of look at it like is, if I'm developing leaders and developing successful coaches that are making a lot of money and doing really well, it helps me and it helps them as well. So it's like, we're all kind of helping each other. It's not like you're just trying to grow a team. What I also think is like, my impact has reached like 100 times, because I'm working with challengers, of course, but now being able to see my coaches work with challengers and touch all of these lives, like, the impact is just 100 times greater. So it really is really cool. It's not just like the people that I can help. Now I'm watching all my coaches help people too. So it's really this like ripple effect, and it's an amazing thing that, you know, and obviously your team cycles and you bonus off of like how your team is doing and, you know, how you guys are all doing. So
also there's when you have an opportunity to earn quarterly bonuses. That's another way you can earn. Other things that the company does is they send you, like, if you help 3 people get started every month, they send you like hats and backpacks and workout mats, and like every month there's or personal development books. Every month there's some kind of prize that they're giving away. And then also every year they do a trip that you can earn for free based upon how many people that you're helping get healthy. So I think like Jamie's getting ready to go. She just registered next year. It's a cruise. And then last year was Riviera Maya. And then anyway, it's always like typically another country. It was Dominican Republic. These are all trips that when I started, I'm like, I really want to travel more and be able to take my kids places that I get to take I earn these trips for free and I get to take my family on vacation. So it's pretty cool. That's another way that you earn. And then I think the last thing that we just need to touch on is like, how do you get started? What do I need to do? And so basically, like Jamie said, you would start as kind of doing a program yourself. You're going to get through a program yourself. If you're like, you know, a week, 2 weeks into the program, you're like, I'm loving this. Then we would put you through, get you started in like the coach training, which is something you do online at your own pace. But basically you get a challenge pack and it's probably going to be like $140. So to start your business, it would be $140, which I am laughing because I just think it's so insane that you can start a business for $140 with the opportunity to make millions if you want, you know? Yeah. And so that would be the next step, is basically the challenge pack gets you access to the on-demand library. You would pick a program to start. You would do it start to finish. You would start using the nutritionals. And what else, Jamie?
Well, the way I looked at it when I first started, because I was very skeptical and I was like, I don't know about this. So if you're feeling kind of like that, the way I looked at it was like, okay, so if I sign up for a challenge, I'm going to go through a program. It's like 140 or whatever. So I sign up, and like, if I don't agree or don't like it, then I'm not going to coach. But I'm still getting my money's worth. Like, you're still going to have all the workouts for a whole year. So like, even if you don't want to coach after, it's totally up to you. There's no like quota you have to hit. There's nothing you have to do. It's more of like, you kind of have absolutely nothing to lose, except, you know, it's 140, which is like a pair of shoes, and you get all of these workout programs for an entire year. So you get that no matter what. Even if you decide I'm not going to coach and I want to cancel, like, you can literally cancel and you still have that with you for a year. So you got nothing to lose, and it's kind of like, try a challenge with us, see how it goes, and you can kind of take this next steps from there. So we would love to like hear from you guys. If you have questions, you know, you can kind of reach out to us personally or comment below. And if you're just like, I'm ready, like kind of how I was like, get me out of this situation that I'm in. Let me just like try this. So if you are in that place, like, message us, and we would love to kind of move forward and see if this change your life as well.
I will personally, anybody that I added to the group, I will personally message you guys. And so just, you know, if you feel like messaging me right now, go ahead, but I will probably tomorrow morning reach out to all of you that I added to this group and just see if there's any other questions you had, or you can post in the group if you want. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And yeah, I think that's it.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.